The ratings are in for Saturday's edition of AEW Collision on TNT. A cryptic teaser ends this week's edition of NXT. We got the ratings for the January 27th edition of WWE Monday Night Raw on Netflix. A major WrestleMania match reportedly is in the works. The Rock reportedly is mad after his status for WrestleMania 41 was possibly leaked. An update on Jordynne Grace's deal with WWE. Charlotte Flair appears last night on NXT, as well as former WWE superstar and current TNA wrestler Fandango. An update on Alexa Bliss's plans possibly changing after her return at the Royal Rumble over the weekend. An update to confusion regarding the New Day's brand new theme on Monday Night Raw. And several WrestleMania matches and expectations have been discussed. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's begin with the ratings for Saturday's edition of AEW Collision on TNT. Now, if there was ever a part of the year that AEW Collision would like to forget, it's the last month. The Saturday show was faced with all sorts of competition during that time, at first primarily from the NFL playoffs. There was no reprieve after that, however, with Collision then going up against WWE Saturday Night's main event last weekend, and this weekend was worse, with Collision finding itself in a place to face one of WWE's premier events of the year, the Royal Rumble. Predictably, things didn't go well. WrestleNomics reports that Saturday's Collision drew a mere 197,000 total viewers and a 0.04 in the coveted 18 to 49 demographic. Both numbers were well down from the week before, with total viewership dropping 21% from 250,000, while 18 to 49 slid even further, falling 43% from a 0.07. Both numbers were way down against the full-week average as well, with total viewership decreasing 38%, while the 18 to 49 was down 56%. As one would expect, looking at those numbers, this would make Saturday's Collision the lowest-rated episode in the show's history when airing in its normal 8 to 10 Saturday time slot. It is not, however, the lowest rated episode in all of Collision's history, with the showing drawing lower numbers 3 times while preempted. Fortunately for AEW, it will be the last week it faces WWE competition for a while, including February 15th, when AEW Grand Slam will air after NXT Vengeance Day concludes. In terms of the quarter-hour ratings, these come courtesy of WrestleNomics, so shout out to them and be sure to subscribe to their Patreon service. Now, those that watched AEW Collision this week saw a wild main event as FTR defeated the Death Riders, Jon Moxley and Wheeler Yuta, in a Mid-South street fight, thanks to some help from Jay White and Cope. The show also featured several appearances from luchadors, including the returns of Rush, Dralistico, the Beast Mortos, and Bandido to AEW programming, and a vignette featuring Hologram. Now, the teaser continues this week on WWE NXT. The teasers continued on last night's episode with the same image appearing that appeared last week, appearing on multiple screens backstage during the show. We also got a glimpse as to who's behind these cryptic vignettes. The same tease aired to close the show, but this time it cut to a shot of 4 silhouettes, seemingly confirming that the vignettes are for a new faction coming to NXT. The silhouettes, which you can see on the screen right now, appear to feature 4 names yet to be or making an impact on NXT television from what we can tell. Now, the silhouette on the far left seems to be Saquon Sugars, the former Lucky Ali from DPW, who signed with WWE last January but has been out of action due to injury. Next to him appears to be Cutler James, a regular from NXT Level Up, who has yet to make his debut on NXT television. The other names that some are suggesting are less sure on, it appears to maybe be Joshua Black, who has yet to make his debut on Level Up or NXT television, and Dion Lennox, who appeared on NXT television in recent months as part of the storyline involving Ashanti, the Adonis, and Carmen Petrovic. But again, these could just be placeholders, so we'll have to wait and see. Now, of course, when it comes to ratings for Monday Night Raw, things are a little bit more difficult nowadays, now that it airs on Netflix. But according to data from the streaming platform, global views for the January 27th episode of Netflix, that being episode 4 on the platform, drew 2.9 million global views through 7 days. Now, global views are defined as hours watched, divided by program duration. Raw ranked number 9 for the week on Netflix worldwide. In the US, it ranked number 5. Now, we have seen a continuous decline fine in terms of total views. Of course, the first show, the premiere episode, drew 5.9 million global views. It was 4th globally, 5th in the United States. The following week was 3.7 million views, once again 4th globally, and this time 4th in the United States. The third episode was 3 million views, 7th globally and 4th in the United States. And the January 27th episode was 2.9 million views, 9th globally and 5th in the United States. Now, if you may have guessed, coming out of the Royal Rumble this past weekend, a major match is set for WrestleMania, according to new reports. At the WWE Royal Rumble 2025 event, CM Punk eliminated both Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins from the Men's Rumble after the former Shield members were battling with one another. After Punk got eliminated by Logan Paul, Rollins viciously stomped Reigns and then brawled with Punk, superkicking Punk and getting in Paul Heyman's face. Seth concluded the post-elimination angle with another stomp to Roman on the steel steps. On the February 3rd edition of Monday Night Raw on Netflix, Michael Cole announced that Reigns will be out of action for the foreseeable future. On February 4th, PW Insider has confirmed that Roman Reigns will face Seth Rollins and CM Punk in a triple threat match at WrestleMania 41. The report reads, quote, "For everyone who has asked, my belief is Roman Reigns is out of action reference made by Michael Cole was more of a way to explain his absence in the storyline short term than anything else. Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins currently is the plan for WrestleMania 41. Now it remains to be seen how huge this WrestleMania 40 match will come together at the time of recording. Of course, CM Punk is set to compete in the Men's Elimination Chamber match alongside John Cena at the titular event on March 1st. Now, speaking of WrestleMania, is The Rock mad that plans regarding his WrestleMania status have leaked? Now, The Rock's reaction to the reports that leaked his status for WrestleMania 41 in April 2025 have been revealed. News that The Rock wouldn't be available for the upcoming WWE PLE emerged in October 2024, courtesy of Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer newsletter. It would later be reported that WWE had pushed back on the idea, although it seemingly confirmed that creative plans were being made, assuming The Rock wouldn't be available. With The Rock warning fans not to believe that bullshit, Dave Meltzer has now revealed that the Hollywood star was less than impressed by the leak. Speaking on Wrestling Observer Radio, Meltzer revealed that The Rock was mad that the news of his plans for WrestleMania 41 had been leaked, stating, quote, "It would have been November, December when all of a sudden everyone started reporting it, Rock's WrestleMania 41 status. I kind of heard, oh my God, Dwayne's mad that everyone's reporting it and he doesn't want this out. One person said, I bet he does the show now just because he's mad that everyone is reporting it." Now, in October, specifically on October 5th, 2024, The Rock appeared in the closing moments of WWE Bad Blood, with it being noted afterwards this was just to get him on screen. More recently, though, The Rock appeared on the Raw on Netflix premiere, which took place on January 6th, 2025, presenting the ceremonial Ulafala to Roman Reigns after he defeated Solo Sikoa in tribal combat. After a tense 2024 between the pair, Cody Rhodes has recently spoken about his relationship with The Rock, noting Dwayne Johnson's role on the TKO board of directors. Now, Jordynne Grace, she made her official WWE debut as an official WWE superstar this weekend, and some more details regarding her deal with the company have been revealed. Fightful Select's Sean Rossap reported last week that Jordynne Grace has signed with WWE. Now, Fightful say they know via WWE sources that she signed a 5-year contract that will take her through 2029. The plan, as of her being signed, is heading to NXT for at least the time being. WWE sources that Fightful have spoken to claim that Grace signed a main roster level deal. Most in the company don't expect her to be in NXT long. Fightful have not been told that she's been planned for upcoming shows, but will be near the Performance Center at least temporarily. Now, Grace retains the rights to her name and her theme song, which she owns. TNA wrestling sources told Fightful they were interested in re-signing Grace, but understood the likelihood of that wasn't high. Speaking of NXT, Charlotte Flair appeared last night following her victory in the 2025 Women's Royal Rumble match. Charlotte Flair asserted that she'd take a closer look at all 3 of her potential WrestleMania match opponents, with the first being WWE Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley. Next, Flair returned to NXT to scope out NXT Women's Champion Julia, specifically by interrupting the meeting between her, Roxanne Perez, and Bayley. On last night's episode of NXT, Bayley and Perez kicked off the NXT Women's Championship Summit, with the latter accusing the former of trying to stunt her progress. Bayley, however, insisted that one of her hopes was for Perez to surpass her one day if she can find herself again first. According to NXT Women's Champion Julia, Perez is nothing without a championship. At the end of the day, though, Julia believes that neither of them will be champion at NXT Vengeance Day, as she plans to walk out of their triple threat match with the respective titles still in her grasp. As tensions soared, Flair then made her presence known with messages for each of the Vengeance Day competitors. Firstly, Flair applauded Perez for a record-breaking effort in the Women's Royal Rumble. Still, she foresees Perez falling just short once again in a potential WrestleMania 41 match against her. Regarding current NXT Women's Champion Julia, Flair noted her respect for her. Still, Flair believes she's better than Julia. Similarly, Flair told Bayley that whatever championship she chooses to pursue at WrestleMania will ultimately land in her possession. Moments after Flair's speech, Cora Jade surprised Julia and Bayley with kendo stick shot from behind. She attempted to strike her ally Perez as well, but failed to do so when she ducked out of the way. Now, we saw more of the TNA crossover last night. Former NXT Tag Team Champion and current TNA star JDC, formerly known as Fandango, made a surprising return during WWE NXT. He returned to interrupt Alexis King's promo and challenged for the Heritage Cup during next week's show. King had emerged to gloat after retaining his title over Charlie Dempsey under British Rounds rules 2 weeks ago, revealing that he would be stripping away that rule set moving forward in lieu of single four matches like his prior defense against Dempsey at New Year's Evil. His next challenger, JDC, was returning to the brand with which he won his only title, reigning as NXT Tag Team Champion alongside Tyler Breeze in 2020. It was one that came towards the end of his near 15-year run with the company as he departed in 2021, having previously made his main roster debut to upset Chris Jericho at WrestleMania 29. He since claimed that he was tipped to win the Intercontinental Championship in the months following, had it not been for an ill-timed concussion which he didn't disclose, thus causing him to have heat. Upon leaving WWE, JDC worked the independent circuit, including NWA and GCW under the name Dirty Dango. He returned to TNA in 2022, having previously made appearances with the company between 2002 and 2004 as Johnny Curtis, incorporating the two names together as JDC, Johnny Dango Curtis, as he aligned with the system in June last year. Now, if plans for Alexa Bliss changed in WWE, well, Bliss received a huge ovation during the Royal Rumble match, which was her first match in over 2 years. While initial reports indicated that she would be on the Raw brand following the Royal Rumble, Bliss's absence from the Monday, February 3rd show fueled speculation about her future. Per PW Insider, there have been pitches for Alexa Bliss to appear for the SmackDown brand moving forward. According to this report, Bliss wasn't at the February 3rd WWE Raw taping. PW Insider once again confirmed that the original plan was for Bliss to make her WWE return on the January 13th Raw show in San Jose. As was reported last month, original plans for Bliss's return were reportedly a return during the January 13th Raw episode with an angle with the Wyatt Six pitched to take place on that show. Interestingly, the Wyatt Six have since been moved to SmackDown, where Bliss has reportedly been pitched to end up. Now, there was some confusion when it comes to the New Day and their new theme. The New Day has new entrance music to match their new heel attitude. The duo debuted a new entrance theme on Monday. The closed captioning on Netflix credited the theme to former WWE house composer Jim Johnson, sparking speculation that WWE had brought the songsmith back to the corporate fold as one of the many changes in the Netflix era. This is apparently not so. According to Fightful Select, the song was not a Johnston production. The track was produced by Swayze and featured rapper and wrestling fan Mega Ran on vocals. According to Fightful, Johnson still does not work for WWE, and there are no plans to bring Johnson back into the company despite the closed captioning mishap. And finally, when it comes to WrestleMania, what other matches and expectations are there for the show? The card for WrestleMania 41 seems more unpredictable than ever following the Royal Rumble, but Dave Meltzer has revealed which matches he believes WWE has penciled in for the event. On Wrestling Observer Radio, Meltzer not only predicted 3 key matchups for WrestleMania, but also revealed which WWE icon will likely miss the show. Quote, "You can really look at this WrestleMania thing and you can see, Gunther and Jay, Cody and John Cena, Kevin Owens against Sami Zayn, probably something to do with Seth, Roman Reigns, for sure, maybe Punk involved in that as well. There's no Dwayne in the mix and there's no talk of Dwayne or anything like that." Meltzer added that he expects The Rock to be involved at WrestleMania 41 in some capacity, but he doubts he will engage on a physical level. He also touched on the Great One's bad blood appearance when he angrily showed up after Rhodes and Reigns defeated Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu, which now seems pointless knowing he might be absent from WrestleMania. Quote, someone had brought up to me in a very negative term what he did, and I go, wow, negative. He's going to wrestle Cody at WrestleMania, and it's like, well, guess what? He ain't going to wrestle Cody at WrestleMania. He ain't going to wrestle at WrestleMania. And I go, what? Brad Slater and Dwayne both told the company that he's not going to wrestle at WrestleMania, so why do this run-in? Meltzer believes that if The Rock didn't have to complete other projects outside WWE, he would have likely been involved at WrestleMania due to his love of the business and wanted to be part of setting box office records. But there you go, guys. Latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right-hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.